Today we're going to be working on the Audi A8 2011, engine code CDRA. So we're going to be changing high fuel pressure pumps, 1, 2, and we're going to be using tools 17mm wrench, 15mm wrench, 13mm wrench, and I bought a set of triple square sets, which is we're going to be using 10mm M10 to unscrew those pumps. The reason I'm going to be changing those high fuel pressure pumps because when the engine warms, sometimes it doesn't start, so it just cranks and then it does not start. So I bought two brand new Hitachi high pressure fuel pumps, and yeah, we're going to be changing them. First of all, we're going to take the engine cover off. So in order to do that, just grab it with a finger and slightly pry it, and it comes out. So next, what we're going to do is disconnect those connectors from the fuel sender. So in order to do that, there is a gray clip here. So just slightly grab it with a finger and screwdriver, pry it out like that. So it will come out a little bit, and then slightly press it and pull it out. It comes right easy. And then we're gonna do it the other side over here. So again, in order to do that, so we're gonna grab with our fingernail and pry it out. So as you guys see it, you can push it in and push it out. So when we push this gray clip out, then I'm gonna press it on it, grab the whole thing, and kind of pry it, and it comes out. So next, so we're gonna put that offside. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect the high fuel pressure lines. So now, be careful because there is a pressure here. So in order to not get sprayed, we're gonna unscrew slowly. We're gonna put some rag underneath to catch the fuel, and we're gonna let it bleed. And then we're gonna do the same with the other side over here. We're gonna repeat process with this side too. So now I'm gonna grab the 17mm wrench and 15mm wrench. So we're gonna start with a smaller one. So I'm gonna slowly unscrew to let it bleed. There's gonna be some pressure here, and we're gonna have to go really slow to catch the fuel. Alright, now I'm gonna do the same with the other one. Alright, there is a fuel coming out, so I'm gonna leave it like that and slowly move to catch the fuel. As you can guys hear the noise, there's a lot of pressure in the line. I'm gonna leave it like that to let it bleed slowly. This one already loose. Okay, after we release the pressure, we unscrewing those with the fingers, and we're gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna start loosening up the other one. So I'm gonna use the M10 tool to unscrew those two bolts in order to get the pump out. So I'm gonna loose one, and then I'm gonna do the same with the other one. Alright, and then I'm gonna slowly unscrew by hand a little bit on each side. A little bit on one side, a little bit on the other side, and then the pump chute comes out. Alright. Okay. Get the bolt. Gonna unscrew another bolt. Alright, now as you guys can see it's already a little bit out, so all what I have to do is make sure that lines are clear here, and then I slightly gonna wiggle it to get it out. So now this thing is out. Alright, getting the new one pumped in. Okay, very important, before you guys install this, you need to lubricate this O-ring with a little bit of oil, so when you guys start tightening this pump in, it won't damage this ring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use a little bit of oil here that left over, and I'm gonna lubricate this seal here with my finger, just like that. Okay, then I'm gonna take those covers off. And I'm gonna start with that too. So you just gotta be gentle on it to get it in, and then we gotta make sure the lines are gonna go in. Alright, now we're gonna use our two bolts to bring this thing down. What I'm gonna do now, I'm going to press a little bit on the pump and then just screw it by hand to get it started on both ends. And then I'm going to use the wrench to bring the pump down. So you have to do it a little bit on one side and a little bit on the other side, so it won't go sideways and damage the pump. So you got to do it a little bit on each side. After we got those two bolts tight, so our pump are secured, just gonna double check. Now we get this connector to connect back. So in order to do that, press it and then push this great clip in. That's it, done. Okay, now we're gonna do the fill lines. So first we're gonna start it by hand, and then we're gonna finish it with the wrench. Alright, so now we're gonna secure it by wrench. Okay, that's done too. So now we're gonna do this side. Now I'm gonna loosen up those two bolts that hold the pump in place. I'm gonna do the rest by hand. And now I'm gonna pry gently to get this pump out of the way. I need a little bit of pressure to get it on. There you go. All right. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to repeat the same process when I did it. The same what I did on this side. Alright, so we're gonna lubricate this O-ring again. In order to not damage, I'm gonna take those covers off. And we're gonna insert the pump back. I checked the cam follower inside, so they look good. I'm not going to replace them, so I'm gonna put the pump back in place. Alright, and I'm gonna use the bolts to bring the pump back in place. So after we did the job with high fuel pressure pumps, we're going to cycle the ignition 3-4 times to build up the pressure in the line.
Regularly format memory card for data integrity. Regularly format memory card for data integrity. Regularly format memory card for data integrity.
All right.
Regularly format memory card for
Now we will check for leaks, make sure no leaks. Everything looks good. Okay, now we're gonna put the cover back and we're done.